In the 34th year of Huangya, after Emperor Xing passed away, Xian Wu destroyed the 6 kings and the rebels and then took the throne. Even though his cruel ways made everyone afraid, noble families still kept sending their daughters into the palace, hoping to win his favor. In that year's election, there was Jin Yin, the daughter of a concubine from the Shen family. In her past life, she married a poor scholar named Jiang Lin and did her best to help him become prime minister. But in the end, he was the one who killed her. Meanwhile, her older legitimate sister entered the palace, but lived a lonely life without favor. However, when they were reborn, the older sister suddenly gave up on entering the palace, insisted on marrying Jiang Lin, and forced Jin Yin to enter the palace in her place. Knowing the true face of that heartless man, Jin Yin decided to change her fate, stepping into the inner palace herself to fight for power and become the person above all others. In the first selection round, the girls had to pick a flower and hold it over their heads. Anyone who dropped it would be disqualified immediately. Bao Qin picked an azalea flower, acting very arrogant because she thought the emperor liked bright and beautiful things the most. Jin Yin coldly said, "The azalea flower symbolizes tears of blood and is a bad sign," which made Bao Qin visibly angry. Ru Yin then pretended to step up and mediate, then purposely said that Jin Yin was the top beauty of Qizhou, clearly wanted to make her a target for everyone. Right at that moment, several girls in a row dropped their flowers and were dragged out on the spot. Up in the high tower, the emperor knew that Duke Zhen, Duke Ding, and the Princess S Manor had all arranged for people to enter the palace. But in his eyes, all noble women were just like chess pieces left out in the sun. Standing in the heat, Jin Yin quickly realized this was not a normal test of focus, but an unfinished chess game. Bao Qin at this time even came up with the idea to make Jin Yin the first ruined person of Qizhou. She purposely tripped a girl who was being dragged away, making that person fall straight toward Jin Yin. But that did not bother her at all. Jin Yin understood that if the emperor could not solve this chess game, everyone would just be stuck standing here forever. This was originally an ancient chess setup with no solution. To break it, the only way was to flip the board and start over. The moment he realized Jin Yin understood his thoughts, the emperor immediately used a golden arrow to shoot down the lily flower in her hand. Right after that, Jin Yin was appointed as the head clerk and assigned to Tinglan Palace. This made Bao Qin extremely jealous, while Jin Yin knew she had made the right bet. But from now on, she must be even more careful in the inner palace. At night, in the cold palace, the emperor was suffering terrible pain from the backlash of a poison, so he had to rely on a white snake for treatment. Luckily, back then Consort Qin built a secret healing room under the cold palace. Otherwise, every time the full moon caused the poison to act up, Duke Zhen would definitely find a clue. But right now, the thing the emperor was most interested in was Jin Yin, the first woman to solve that unfinished chess game. At Tinglan Palace, Jin Yin learned that tonight the eunuch Songshan was on duty at the Cold Palace, so she immediately wanted to meet him. Because Songshan used to serve the emperor and knew his tastes very well before being sent away for offending a favorite concubine, Jin Yin guessed that out of the 30 girls entering the palace this time, only she was given a title, so sooner or later she would be summoned to his bed. Therefore, she wanted to prepare perfectly to impress the emperor right on the first night. Right after that, she carried her little cat and sneaked to the Cold Palace. Seeing the door was tightly locked, she crawled through a dog hole to get inside. Because the cat ran around, she looked everywhere and accidentally saw a snake. While backing up in panic, she bumped right into the emperor. Without saying a word, he immediately grabbed her neck tightly and asked what she was doing there. Jin Yin could only say she came to find her cat, so he let go. Seeing a name tag on him, Jin Yin immediately assumed this was Songshan, so she even offered to pay a high price to buy bedroom secrets. The emperor heard that and said if she came to him, she had to follow his rules, and first, he had to check her body. Right after that, he checked her hands and waist, making sure she had no inner power and no hidden weapons on her. Being touched all over made Jin Yin angry, so she immediately used her cat-scratching fighting style to rush forward and pull off his head cover. Even though the emperor quickly put his hand up to cover his face, Jin Yin still instantly recognized that he was the emperor. Because in her past life, she had fixed his portrait for her sister, the emperor immediately blindfolded Jin Yin. Knowing well his suspicious nature, she also pretended to be scared, quickly saying that she was not buying or selling anything anymore and just wanted to leave. But right at that moment, Bao Qin showed up and the emperor said that she could not leave anymore. The emperor used a silk ribbon to blindfold Jin Yin, making her stand still and not mess around. Relying on her hearing, Jin Yin quickly figured out the person walking over was a low-ranking concubine because the sound of the jade pendant on that person was deep and dull, not like top-quality jade. When he found out she was just a small clerk but still wanted to fight for favor, he showed his disrespect, but Jin Yin was calm, thinking that maybe the emperor would like someone like her. At that time, Bao Qin was sneaking around picking a forbidden flower, squeezing its juice to rub on her skin to make men go crazy in pleasure. Because she was blindfolded, Jinyin could only ask the person next to her if he knew what kind of flower that was. The emperor immediately acted disgusted and said, "I do not know those dirty and evil things." Hearing that, Jinyin replied, "He sells bedroom secrets, but doesn't he even know? Besides, what man doesn't he like dirty things like that?" That one sentence made the emperor instantly cover her mouth. Hearing the noise, Bao Qin then called herself the head clerk to hide her identity. After finding nothing unusual, she quickly left. Jinyin only then realized that Bao Qin was purposely trying to frame her. Right after that, the emperor held her hand and led her outside, also telling her to only take the silk ribbon off after she had left the cold palace. Jinyin trusted his words and walked forward, but very quickly she smelled lake water, so she instantly guessed the other person was testing her or even wanted to kill her to keep her quiet. Just as she was about to fall into the lake, the emperor immediately pulled her back and promised to meet her at midnight the next night at Yuehui Pavilion. Watching Jinyin walk away, Wenling thought that only killing her could prevent future trouble. But the emperor wanted to see how much she could learn from his bedroom secrets. On the other side, Bao Qin knew the person hiding in the rocks last night was Jinyin, so she was even more sure that Jinyin wanted to harm her. The next morning, a rumor quickly spread around the palace that someone had sneaked into the cold palace without permission. Hearing that, Ruyin thought that person would definitely face a huge disaster today, while Bao Qin gloated, saying that the person would probably not make it out alive. Right at that moment, Jinyin walked up to greet the older sisters. Right after that, Lady Zhang appeared and instantly questioned them to find out who sneaked into the cold palace last night, because that was a strict rule made by the emperor himself. Bao Qin felt very proud inside, waiting for the moment Jinyin got dragged down for punishment, so she purposely pointed right at her. At the same time, when Ling reported to the emperor that Jinyin was being questioned at Yuyong Hall. After hearing this, the emperor coldly ordered that if Jinyin dared to mention him, she should be killed directly. Through Bao Qin's accusation, the night patrol maids also confirmed they heard a girl calling herself the head clerk at the cold palace. However, Jinyin calmly said that last night she did not go to the cold palace but went to Lady Su's palace. Because her getting promoted to head clerk made Lady Su upset, she made some sweets herself to go apologize. Bao Qin instantly argued back that the patrol maids themselves saw Jinyin run into the cold palace. Lady Zhang heard that and said in a cold voice that if they found out someone was lying, their tongue would be pulled out right away. Jinyin only then said that in Lady Su's palace, there were a lot of lilies planted, and she herself was allergic to that kind of flower. That was the exact proof to show she had been there. It turned out that since the night before, Jinyin had guessed something would happen today, so she secretly told Han Dan to wear her cloak and stand in front of Lady Su's palace to distract everyone. When Lady Zhang personally checked Jinyin's hands, sure enough, she saw that her skin really had an allergy. Bao Qin still stubbornly thought that she purposely touched it somewhere else to make fake marks, but Jinyin immediately said that in the whole inner palace, only Lady Su's place grew lilies. After that, she also pointed out that because Bao Qin was jealous, she purposely made things hard, and last night she went to the cold palace and purposely shouted the words head clerk out loud to frame her. Not only that, Jinyin also said the proof was the waist jewelry that Bao Qin had dropped at the cold palace. Panicking too much, Bao Qin immediately let it slip and admitted everything. She frantically wanted to explain and even rushed over to grab Lady Zhang's dress, but Jinyin secretly pulled her dress, making Lady Zhang fall forward. Lady Zhang got mad and instantly punished Bao Qin with 10 cane strikes and grounded her for a month to warn the inner palace. But right at that moment, the Queen Mother sent a verbal order to demote Bao Qin to a commoner, have her tongue pulled out, and lock her in the cold palace. At this time, Changshu escorted Xiao Jing over, saying that this servant girl had confessed that last night Lady Su sneaked into the cold palace to pick forbidden flowers. Right away, Bao Qin and Xiao Jing were dragged down to be punished. Lady Zhang also took the chance to warn everyone to use Bao Qin as a lesson. Facing the evilness of the inner palace, Jinyin understood even more clearly that if she wanted to survive, she had to quickly get the emperor's favor. The fact that Bao Qin was caned publicly in front of everyone was like a warning that in the inner palace, becoming a noble lady or a ruined person was all up to your own choices. After taking the punishment, Bao Qin also had her tongue pulled out, making all the girls extremely terrified. The emperor stood from far away watching coldly, and only when he saw Jinyin's cat did he casually pick it up. Wenling thought that tonight Jinyin would not dare to go to the cold palace anymore, but the emperor swore that she would definitely come. Lady Zhang at this time was very angry because the Queen Mother acted on her own. Right then, she received news that someone was secretly planting forbidden flowers in the cold palace, so she instantly ordered to keep a close eye on anyone who dared to sneak over there. By midnight that night, Jinyan sure enough showed up at the cold palace, exactly as the emperor guessed. But she walked straight to where Bao Qin was locked up, gave her a bottle of medicine, and said she would bribe the people in the cold palace so she wouldn't have to starve. After that, Jinyan left her lantern next to her and turned around to leave. The emperor saw that and asked why she still wanted to help someone who would try to harm her. Jinyan just calmly said that Bao Qin was indeed wrong, but that punishment was really too heavy. Hearing the sound of people coming, Jinyan instantly pulled the emperor away to hide. It turned out Lady Zhang was leading people to the cold palace to catch whoever dared to dirty this place. Inside an old carriage, the emperor suddenly realized that the pain from the poison in his body had calmed down a lot since holding her hand. Wanting to test her more, he pulled Jinyan into his arms and asked how she planned to learn the bedroom secrets. Not sure what he wanted to test her on, Jinyan immediately pushed him back down and said that if she was going to learn, she wanted to learn in a unique way. She would be on top, and he would be on the bottom. If he taught her well, she would give him a big reward. Her bold words and actions made the emperor's heart skip a beat for a moment. He asked her, since she seemed to know so much about the business between men and women, why did she even need him to teach her anymore? Jinyan calmly said that beauty eventually fades away. What she wanted was to own the only moon in the sky. Hearing this, the emperor reminded her that kings have always been heartless since ancient times. But Jinyan still felt that just being able to hold that moon every night was good enough. Right after that, she pulled out a 10-tail note and gave it to the emperor. Seeing him look like he thought it was too little, Jinyan said, "A heart that doesn't shine, just for me, isn't worth much money anyway." That sentence made the emperor want to teach her personally right then and there. He took Jinyan to a wine cellar and said that if you want to win someone over, you must first understand them. Zhu Wu was the emperor's favorite wine. He started teaching her how to mix different types of wine together, finally adding a single drop of poison. If the amount was just right, it would make a person feel like they were floating like a god. But if it was too much, they would die instantly. Jinyan didn't believe it could be real poison, because she thought even one drop would be enough to kill someone right away. But before drinking, she purposely leaned close to the emperor and asked if it would be okay to feed him the wine this way. Just as the emperor opened his lips, waiting for her to feed him, Jinyan suddenly drank the whole cup herself. Then, the emperor asked her what she really wanted in the end. Jinyan said without hesitation that she wanted to marry the most powerful man and hold the highest power, because only that could get her a peaceful life. The emperor then asked Jinyan if she knew who he was. Jinyan smiled and said that Xian Wu was the most powerful and talented man in the world, and she promised to invite him for flower wine next time. After that, she kept leaning her body on the emperor's shoulder and said she would make wine for whatever flower he liked. Right then, magnolia petals were blown into the cellar by the wind, and the emperor said he liked magnolias the most. But as soon as he heard Lady Zhang leading people toward the cellar, he immediately left Jinyan there alone. When Lady Zhang pushed the door open and walked in, Jinyan had already been smart enough to hide inside a wine vat. After finding out what happened, Wen Ling advised the emperor to just treat Jinyan like a painkiller for himself. The emperor ordered an investigation to find out how she knew his identity, and he coldly thought that if Jinyan wanted power, it would depend on whether she had the fate for it. The next morning, Jinyan woke up with a bad headache, and she was wearing a little eunuchess clothes. She had no idea why she had slept in a wine vat. She accidentally saw Jiang Chun, the oldest son of Duke Zhen. Because she was so dizzy, Jinyan suddenly fainted. Luckily, Jiang Chun caught her in time. He immediately called a doctor to check her pulse and found out she only had a cold after being drunk. Hearing that, Jiang Chun took off his cloak and put it on Jinyan, then asked, "Which palace do you belong to so I can send someone with medicine later?" Through the doctor's words, Jinyan finally knew the man in front of her was Jiang Chun, the oldest son of Duke Zhen's manor. Thinking she was just a little eunuch, Jiang Chun personally took her back to Tinglan Palace, and after getting his cloak back, he left immediately. Han Dan then rushed to remind her that today she had to go greet the Empress. When she saw Jinyan arrive late, Lady Zhang immediately started scolding her. Jinyan could only say she accidentally caught a cold and fell down on the way because she was so dizzy, so she had to go back and change her clothes. Right then, the Empress appeared. She was the oldest daughter of Duke Zhen's manor. Seeing that Jinyan was still sick, the Empress allowed her to stand up and sit down to rest. Then the Empress asked Lady Zhang how the preparations for the Emperor's birthday party were going. Lady Zhang arrogantly pulled out a list of things she had already prepared. After hearing it, the Empress dismissed everyone but kept only Jinyan to help her read the records. This made Lady Zhang extremely angry, but she still had to leave. The Empress kept Jinyan there mainly to stop Lady Zhang from making things hard for her. But as soon as she went outside, a maid named Xiao Lan purposely gave Jinyan a hard time, forcing her to dig up all the flowers in the imperial garden and replant the whole thing with peonies. In another area, Jiang Shun went to see the emperor to report that the foreign envoys had all been settled at the Wenhua station. He also explained that he was late because he met a sick little eunuch on the way and took him to the medical office first. Right then, Duke Zhun asked for a meeting, so Jiang Shun immediately asked to leave. Duke Zhun said, "Today Wan Ning entered the palace to keep the empress company and reminded the emperor to look after her a bit." Then the old man purposely mentioned how he was the one who carried the emperor out of a dog kennel years ago. Hearing that, the emperor remembered the time he was locked in a dog kennel back then, but he still coldly said he had never forgotten the Duke's help in saving his life. After hearing that, Duke Zhun left feeling relieved. At Yuehui Pavilion, Wan Ning, the fourth daughter of Duke Zhun's manor, was carefully practicing a dance to the music. Meanwhile, outside in the garden, Jin Yin and Han Dan had to work hard digging the ground to plant peonies. Both of them tried to finish before dark. Right then, Ru Yin walked over and pretended to be nice, saying that it was impossible to plant flowers in the middle of winter, so she wanted to help. Knowing clearly that Wan Ning was dancing inside, she purposely asked Jin Yin how to use the hoe. As soon as Ru Yin suddenly let out a loud scream, Wan Ning immediately missed a step in her dance and looked very angry. Wan Ning got so mad that she ordered someone to cut a maid's ear off because she failed to stop outsiders from ruining her dance. When she asked which palace Jin Yin and Ru Yin were from, Jin Yin said Ru Yin had just been titled a concubine by the emperor. Seeing Wan Ning raise her hand to hit her, Ru Yin immediately used her sister Lady Zhang's status to threaten her. But Wan Ning still slapped her hard and arrogantly said her father was the duke and her sister was the empress. Then she took out an authority medal and declared that anyone who messed up an important performance would be put to death. Right after that, Wan Ning ordered Jin Yin to be chained by the neck, while Ru Yin was repeatedly slapped in the face. The emperor watched from a distance and coldly commented that Jin Yin couldn't even avoid such a small trouble. When Ling saw that the empress still hadn't shown up, so he asked the emperor if he really wanted to just ignore it. When he saw the scared look on Jin Yin's face, the emperor remembered the words she had said in the wine cellar. So he finally softened his heart and was about to tell Wen Ling to save her. But right then, Lady Zhang appeared and immediately shouted to stop everything. Seeing that, the emperor left feeling at ease. Lady Zhang was extremely angry because Wan Ning dared to be so arrogant. When she was about to slap her back, Wan Ning immediately challenged her to see if she actually dared to hit her today. Lady Zhang didn't dare to make a move and could only have people take Wan Ning to the Empress's palace. Having no other choice, Wan Ning dragged her people away. Before leaving, Lady Zhang coldly reminded Jin Yin to stop playing clever tricks, because the more tricks someone has, the easier it is to die. It turned out that before this, Jin Yin had secretly told Han Dan to go inform Lady Zhang. After planting flowers until it was dark, Jin Yin was so tired she felt dizzy. Han Dan cried and worried about how they would live in the palace later, but Jin Yin calmly said it was okay, and that if she was bullied today, she just had to find a way to blow off some steam. At this time, Ru Yin was holding her face in pain from being hit when she was suddenly covered with a blanket and beaten up by Jin Yin and Han Dan. After venting their anger, the two of them immediately ran away, leaving Ru Yin to cry from anger. Han Dan didn't understand why Ru Yin would purposely play such a dirty trick, but Jin Yin just coldly said that framing each other in the palace was a very normal thing. Right then, a secret letter was delivered to the door. When she opened it, Jin Yin found it was an invitation from the emperor to meet, but because she was still mad about being left alone in the cellar, she decided not to go. On the other side, when Ling reported to the emperor that the empress had taken off her hairpins to admit her fault and had been kneeling with Wan Ning outside Yuehui Pavilion for half an hour. Wen Ling was worried that Duke Zhun would use this chance to cause trouble, but the emperor just coldly said, "The person kneeling out there isn't doing it for me to see." Outside Yuehui Pavilion, the empress kept bowing her head to admit her mistake for not being strict with her sister and begged the emperor to punish her. Her poor health quickly made her weak, which made Wan Ning start to feel terrified too. Right then, Wen Ling came out and said that the emperor invited the empress to go back first because this matter only involved the fourth daughter. But the empress still kept begging for a chance for Wan Ning to personally admit her fault. Wan Ning was now scared and knelt down, bowing her head repeatedly. When the emperor agreed to meet, the empress warned her that she must sincerely admit her mistake, or else she should just go back to the Duke's house. Hearing that, Wan Ning was even more scared because she knew if she went back, her father would definitely beat her to death. After that, Wan Ning personally served tea to ask for forgiveness, and the empress also begged the emperor to consider her and Jiang Shun and allow Wan Ning to stay in the palace. Finally, out of respect for the empress, the emperor agreed to forgive her this time. But when she saw him take a sip of that tea, a calculating smile appeared on Wan Ning's face. After drinking the tea, the emperor dismissed everyone. The empress then said that she could protect Wan Ning today, but she feared that from now on, the emperor would never favor her again. Surprisingly, Wan Ning spoke mockingly, saying that even though the Empress had been with the Emperor for years, she had never given birth to a royal child. Those words made the Empress so angry she started coughing. Xiao Shun saw this and felt it was very unfair because Wan Ning not only wasn't he grateful, but also purposely made the Empress angry. The Empress was now completely disappointed and didn't want to handle it anymore, so she left immediately. The reason Wan Ning was so confident was because she had secretly poured a whole bottle of aphrodisiac into the teapot. At this moment, the Emperor's whole body was burning hot, and he immediately realized someone had drugged his tea. When he tried to leave, Wan Ning proactively took off her clothes, wanting to spend the night with him using this chance. But the Emperor only felt disgusted and immediately ordered her to be kicked out of the palace, never to step foot inside again. Right after that, the Emperor felt so uncomfortable that his steps were shaky, and he walked straight to the cold palace. And right then, he saw Jin Yin appear in front of him. She walked up gently and proactively hugged him. It turned out it was all just the Emperor's hallucination. He went to Tinglan Palace and immediately kissed Jin Yin by force, making her push him away in a panic. The Emperor then said he wanted to teach her bedroom secrets, but when he saw Jin Yin still calling him Song Shan, he immediately revealed the truth that the Zuwu wine could make people tell the truth. She had already known his identity for a long time. Hearing that, Jin Yin was terrified, not knowing what she had said that day. His desire spiked because of the aphrodisiac. The Emperor tried to force Jin Yin to serve him in bed, but she refused. This was because what she wanted was the heart of a truly strong man. Someone who could look down on the world with pride, not a heart controlled by drugs. Being drugged and then annoyed by her, the Emperor left. As for the Emperor, he soaked in the pond at the cold palace to suppress the drug effects, swearing in his heart that he would definitely deal with her later. The next morning, Jin Yin was playing with the Emperor's little white snake when she heard him coming, so she immediately put a book on her head and pretended to be obedient. The Emperor instantly exposed her for pretending not to know his identity just to get close to him. Jin Yin also admitted that she originally came to find Song Shan. It was just that she didn't expect that person to be the Emperor, so she had to go along with the plan and keep acting for him. Curious, the Emperor took the book off her head to look and found that it was full of investigative notes about him. Jin Yin trembled in fear, then made the excuse that everything she did was because she wanted to get the Emperor's favor, even saying she spent all 300 silver pieces her father gave her to investigate him. Right at that moment, the Emperor discovered his little white snake was there. Jin Yin explained that it crawled on her bed last night, so she had no idea it belonged to him. Hearing that, the Emperor immediately made her go find it. More than an hour had passed, and she still hadn't found the little white snake, and the Emperor even pulled out a white silk cloth to threaten her. When she finally found it, Jin Yin was happy and purposely pretended to fall into the Emperor. In her heart, she understood very well that what she wanted to tame was not just the snake, but also the Emperor himself. When he was about to leave, Jin Yin used the excuse that her legs were numb and wanted him to pull her up. Seeing the Emperor hesitate, she was disappointed and was about to pull her hand back when he suddenly grabbed her hand and pulled her up, even gently wiping the tears off her face. That action was enough for Jin Yin to realize that the Emperor's heart had started to flutter because of her. Right then, Wenling walked in to report that on her way back to the capital from Nanhua Temple, Consort Lu had run into bandits, but luckily she was saved by some people and would return to the palace the next morning. Before leaving, the Emperor told Jin Yin to follow him tomorrow to welcome the consort. The little white snake was born on the top of Heaven Mountain, and thanks to it, the Emperor could fight back every time the poison acted up on a full moon night. Because of this, he realized that only when he was near Jin Yin did the burning pain in his body calm down. No matter which side she belonged to, in the end, he still believed she would stay obediently in the palm of his hand. The next morning, Consort Lu returned to the palace. Consort Lu said that when she met the bandits, she was saved by two brave people who risked their lives, so she called them up to the main hall. Jin Yin did not expect those two people to be her cruel older sister Nan Xiao and that ungrateful jerk Jiang Lin. According to Consort Lu, Nan Xiao and Jiang Lin ignored the danger to lure the bandits away and almost lost their lives to save her. Hearing that, Jin Yin immediately guessed that Nan Xiao must have known in advance about the consort's trouble, so she purposely came to save her to earn credit. Nan Xiao was more familiar with palace matters than she was. If she successfully stayed, she would definitely become Jin Yin's biggest trouble. At this time, Ru Yin curiously asked, since they both had the last name Shan, if they knew Jin Yin. At that exact moment, Jiang Lin immediately turned and called Jin Yin's name directly, making the entire hall go into shock. Before Ru Yin's pointed question, Nan Xiao admitted that the head clerk was indeed her younger half-sister. Hearing that, Jin Yin immediately bowed to Nan Xiao and Jiang Lin. When Consort Lu praised Jin Yin for being exceptionally beautiful, Nan Xiao purposely said, since she was little, Jin Yin has been prettier than me and has bigger ambitions than others. She even wants to choose the most outstanding husband for herself. Consort Lu heard that and thought Nan Xiao was right, and reminded Jin Yin that she must learn to be humble and follow the rules in the palace. Jin Yin calmly replied that she got what she wanted today, thanks to her older sister's blessing. Fearing she would tell the truth, Nan Xiao immediately cut the story short. When he heard Consort Lu say she wanted to take Nan Xiao as her foster daughter, the emperor immediately thought to himself that the younger sister is in the palace while the older sister saved the consort. It was a very tight coordination. Right after that, Nan Xiao was titled the Ning Lady and stayed in the Qingchuan Palace. Jin Yin didn't expect Nan Xiao to dare enter the palace again, while the emperor felt this whole thing was very strange. Originally, Consort Lu was going to Ling Mountain, but she changed direction to Nanhua Temple halfway, and Nan Xiao, coming from Qizhou to the capital, didn't take the main road to Baobao Temple, but purposely circled around Nanhua. After that, Nan Xiao and Jiang Lin went to Tinglan Palace, and as soon as they walked in, they looked down on the place for being remote and poor. Jin Yin replied that it was still better than being at home. Otherwise, the older sister Wu and Ti have followed her into the palace. Nan Xiao arrogantly reminded her that in the inner palace, having no power was worse than being an ant, and this time when Jiang Lin retook the exam in the capital, he would definitely pass. Jin Yin just coldly said, "Both of us are from the Shun family. If you live well, the family benefits, but if you make a mistake, it will affect the whole clan, so you better think carefully before doing anything." Seeing that Jiang Lin was still standing there wanting to give Jin Yin a gift, she immediately pulled him away. Jin Yin also reminded herself to be careful, because Jiang Lin's inappropriate behavior today had definitely been noticed by others. When Nan Xiao met the emperor, he immediately asked why she had to circle around Wei Mountain when coming from Qizhou to the capital instead of going through Su County. Nan Xiao was terrified by the emperor's presence, feeling that he was even scarier than in her past life. She could only explain that she went to the temple to pray for her husband to pass his exam. Hearing that, Consort Lu felt sorry for Nan Xiao for marrying into a poor family. Nan Xiao immediately pretended to be insecure and said she wasn't as pretty as Jin Yin. Right then, Ru Yin purposely brought up the story that Nan Xiao was originally the one chosen for the palace, but Jin Yin desperately wanted to break the engagement with Jiang Lin, so she replaced her sister to enter the palace. Hearing that, Consort Lu reminded the emperor that Jin Yin was not a kind person, but the emperor thought there was nothing wrong with a woman wanting to choose a good husband for herself. Right after that, he went along with the situation and promoted Jin Yin to the rank of beauty, giving the reason that he couldn't mistreat the family of the person who saved the consort. Hearing that, Nan Xiao was immediately jealous and said there was no need for such favor. After that, the emperor went to Tinglan Palace and asked Jin Yin if she really had a marriage contract with Jiang Lin before. Jin Yin smiled and asked back, "Is your majesty jealous?" When she saw the emperor was stuck and Wu and Ti admitted, she said she never liked the kind of poor scholar her father chose. The person she liked was only the brave and majestic emperor. Hearing that, the emperor said, "This mouth of yours is truly your biggest talent." Jin Yin laughed and said she liked the emperor's mouth more because he was very stubborn, being teased by her constantly. The emperor immediately blushed and warned her that she better have never said those things to another man. Jin Yin immediately raised her hand and swore she only said those things to the emperor alone. Hearing that, the emperor reminded her that lying to the king was a serious crime. But right after that, Jin Yin proactively kissed him and frankly admitted that she really liked the emperor. Unable to hold back anymore, the emperor immediately pulled her into his arms and gave her a kiss that was both sweet and hot, because he had been holding back for too long. Han Dan saw that the emperor still didn't stay the night, so she thought he had a hard-to-mention illness, while Jin Yin remembered the moment the emperor was kissing her and suddenly covered her eyes and left immediately, making her very confused about why he stopped at the most important moment. Han Dan was also worried the emperor would think Jin Yin was the type of woman who looked down on the poor and liked the rich, but Jin Yin thought the emperor only felt happy when she liked his wealth and power. This was because the desire to conquer was a man's nature. When she saw Jiang Lin's pigeon flying over, Han Dan immediately wanted to chase it away, while Jin Yin was only thinking of a way to quickly kick him out of the capital. Jiang Lin saw there was no reply on the pigeon's leg, so he believed Nan Xiao's words even more, that Jin Yin was indeed someone who looked down on the poor and liked the rich, and he felt very bitter in his heart. The next morning, Jin Yin used a bug-catching bell to lure bugs for the little white snake to eat. This was because she found that the snake kept secretly hiding at Tinglan Palace, so there must be a type of bug here that it liked. She even planned that if she wasn't favored by the emperor later, she would lure the little white snake here and sell it for money to live on. Right then, the emperor appeared and said coldly, "You should feel lucky it doesn't like eating you, or else I would have no choice but to kill you and use your blood to feed it. Hearing that, Jinyan immediately looked up and asked, if it were really like that, would your majesty really kill me? When she saw the emperor coldly confirm that he really would take her life if needed, Jinyan immediately used a soft voice to flatter him, saying that as long as the emperor wanted it, she was willing to proactively give up her life. Right after that, she said she had found a type of bug the little white snake liked to eat, called the Chi Jia, which only lived on Heaven Mountain, while the capital only had a similar species. When the emperor opened the bug cage, the tiny hairs on the wings immediately flew up, making his eyes turn bright red and painful. Jinyan quickly told Han Dan to bring clean water, then carefully used a wet towel to wipe the emperor's eyes. After a while, his eyes felt much better, but the emperor purposely wanted Jinyan to taste that feeling too, making her frantically dodge him. Right then, Ru Yin unexpectedly arrived at the place, and Jinyan immediately told the emperor to quickly hide. Seeing him refuse, she pulled him hard to the hiding spot and said in a low voice, if Ru Yin knows your majesty is here, she will definitely cling to you and want to leave. We must chase her away first. Right after that, Jin Zhao stepped out to welcome Ru Yin as if nothing had happened. As soon as Ru Yin entered, she congratulated Jin Yin because her older sister was titled the Ning and Lady, and then she pretended to be pitiful, saying that even though she had the last name Liu, she wasn't liked by Lady Zhang, and she hoped Jin Yin could help say a few good words for her in front of the consort. After saying that, she even took out 2 jade bracelets as a gift. Right then, a noise suddenly came from the cabinet, making Ru Yin suspect someone was in the room. She immediately wanted to catch Jin Zhao's mistake on the spot, but when she opened the cabinet, she saw nothing at all. Ru Yin could only pretend to smile and say, Jinyan's clothes are way too simple. You should dress up more so you don't embarrass the Ning and Lady. Jinyan calmly replied that her older sister never liked her anyway, so she feared she couldn't help with Ru Yin's matter. Ru Yin then pretended to be disappointed and said, I truly wanted to be friends. If Jinyan doesn't like it, I won't bother you anymore. After she left, Jinyan looked around and guessed the emperor must have climbed out the window and left a long time ago. On the other side, Wen Ling thought Jinyan was purposely trying to harm the emperor, but the emperor immediately spoke up to defend her. Seeing this, Wen Ling was even more certain that the emperor had truly developed feelings for Jinyan. But right after that, the emperor looked at the bug cage and remembered Jinyan's words, silently cursing her as a liar in his heart. At Tinglan Palace, Jinyan sat in her room thinking. She had been in the palace for so long, but Xianwu still didn't fully trust her, and Nan Xiao had still entered the palace just like in her past life. Even Jiang Lin was being used by the consort. She began to worry, wondering if everything from her past life would repeat once again. The next day, during consort Lu's birthday party, Jiang Shun kept looking toward Jinyan, making her guess that he had recognized her as the person who once pretended to be a little eunuch. When the emperor saw the two of them exchanging glances, his expression immediately turned sour. Right at that moment, Nan Xiao and Jiang Lin presented a 1,000-year-old sacred tree from Nanhua Temple to wish consort Lu a long life. As soon as Jinyan saw it, she recognized it as a weeping peach tree, a species that is very hard to keep alive once it leaves Nanhua Mountain. Consort Lu was very pleased to hear this and repeatedly praised Nan Xiao and Jiang Lin for their thoughtfulness. Seeing the emperor also say a few words of praise, Jiang Lin immediately flattered him, saying he was willing to work like a horse or an ox for his majesty. But the emperor only coldly replied that he did not lack horses or oxen, and besides, if he rode Jiang Lin like a horse, the consort probably wouldn't be very happy. After that, Ru Yin stepped out to offer a dance for entertainment, but she purposely wanted to dance together with Jinyan. Jinyan immediately refused, and Jiang Lin also chimed in, saying that Jinyan had previously injured her leg and couldn't dance. Jinyan could only explain that he was her father's student, so the two of them had known each other since they were children, and Nan Xiao also stepped up to confirm those words. After hearing that, consort Lu wanted Jinyan to perform with Ru Yin even more. Seeing this, Nan Xiao and Ru Yin were both secretly proud, while Jinyan could only reluctantly agree. The music quickly started, and Jinyan and Ru Yin danced together in the middle of the hall. During that time, Jinyan suddenly discovered that the silk ribbon Ru Yin was wearing carried the scent of Yin Chunqing. When she saw the hem of the girl's skirt constantly brushing past Jiang Lin, Jinyan immediately understood that Ru Yin wanted to frame both her and Jiang Lin. Right after that, Ru Yin said the next dance was the drunken concubine, purposely trying to force Yin to drink wine that had been drugged, but Jinyan was one step ahead and poured that wine directly into Ru Yin's mouth, making Ru Yin drink the very thing she had prepared herself. Lady Zhang even pretended to smile and praised the playing with mice under the moon dance as being truly wonderful. But by now, the drug had started to take effect, and Ru Yin's whole body felt uncomfortably hot. She immediately lost control and called Jinyan a lowlife. Consort Lu was extremely disgusted and ordered Ru Yin to be dragged away. Just as Jin Yin accidentally touched the peach tree, in the blink of an eye, the lush branches and leaves suddenly withered and drooped. Nan Xiao immediately blamed Jin Yin loudly, and Consort Lu was visibly angry. Seeing the situation was bad, the emperor immediately ordered Jin Yin to be sent to the Cold Palace. The emperor was forced to act that quickly because he was afraid Consort Lu would take Jin Yin's life directly. Jin Yin and Han Dan were taken to the Cold Palace, which was as run down as a rat's nest. Han Dan was very worried, but Jin Yin calmly believed that the more others didn't want them to live in peace, the more they had to live happily. She understood clearly that if the emperor hadn't helped by sending her to the Cold Palace, she would have died at Consort Lu's hands long ago. At the same time, she also knew the emperor had started to suspect both her and Nan Xiao. This was because she purposely got close to the emperor, while Nan Xiao purposely got close to the consort at Nanhua Mountain. But Jin Yin believed she could still adapt to the situation and escape this place soon. That night, while Jin Yin was fast asleep, the emperor quietly came to visit and heard her mumble cursing some jerk and even saw her suddenly slap him. He thought she was pretending to sleep just to hit him, but right after that, Jin Yin burst into tears and called for her mother. It turned out that years ago, her mother had been locked in a dog kennel, and before being set adrift in the river, she warned her daughter that the weak would always be trampled on, and to survive, she had to climb to the highest position. In her days, she even bit the emperor's hand and sobbed, saying, "I've marked you. In the next life, let my mother be your daughter." Looking at her like that, the emperor couldn't help but soften his heart and wipe her tears. The next morning, the empress called Nan Xiao and asked why. As the older sister, she didn't try to beg the consort to help her younger sister since Jin Yin hadn't committed a major crime. Nan Xiao immediately used the excuse that the sacred peach tree withered because of Jin Yin, so she didn't dare to open her mouth to beg for mercy. After hearing that, the empress just dismissed her, but she also understood clearly that the two Shen sisters were truly not on good terms. Through Xiao Shun, she learned that the emperor had never visited the Cold Palace, so the empress also assumed the emperor's interest in Jin Yin was only temporary. In the Cold Palace, the eunuchs purposely brought a pile of clothes and forced Jin Yin and Han Dan to wash them all before sunset. All of this was ordered by Ru Yin behind the scenes. So Jin Yin told Han Dan to go get some itching grass and a little dry wood to make those people stop causing trouble. By evening, Han Dan ran back to report that after Ru Yin received the clothes, she had casually thrown them all into the fire. Jin Yin calmly said that this kind of rash takes 10 days to half a month to go away, and during that time, Ru Yin wouldn't dare to come cause trouble. Right then, the window broke. Han Dan was worried that stray cats would crawl in at night, so Jin Yin told her to hide the leftover itching grass and sprinkle it around the window. The next morning, Jin Yin realized that 7 days had passed, and the emperor still hadn't come. Feeling the situation was not good, she immediately wrote one letter to Jiang Lin asking for rice, and another to Jiang Chun asking for paper and ink. But both letters ended up in the emperor's hands first. When night came, and he knew Jin Yin was fast asleep, the emperor quietly climbed through the window to visit. Seeing her sleep with her brow tightly furrowed, he instinctively pulled the blanket back over her. As he stepped outside, Wen Ling reported that tonight Nan Xiao and Jiang Lin were both staying in Consort Lu's palace. Furthermore, Nan Xiao kept mentioning Jin Yin. On the surface, she was praising her, but in reality, it was all insults. Meanwhile, Jiang Lin didn't say a single word to defend Jin Yin from beginning to end, making the emperor coldly judge him as truly useless. At the same time, Jiang Chun, standing outside the Cold Palace, accidentally saw the emperor walking out from inside and immediately understood that the letter Jin Yin sent him was just an excuse to lure the emperor here. When Jiang Chun accidentally made a noise, he immediately closed the window and left quickly. Han Dan went outside thinking it was a stray cat, so she left a light to scare them away. Right then, that jerk Jiang Lin appeared. Seeing the candlelight, he thought Jin Yin had purposely left it to wait for him. But as soon as he knocked the window sash down, he immediately ran away in a panic. Nan Xiao was sitting there annoyed, and when she saw Jiang Lin return, she questioned where he had been. Seeing him get angry in return, she had to endure it for the sake of his future as the top scholar. Nan Xiao said that Duke Zhen and Duke Ding were facing off against each other, and because the emperor wanted to restrain Duke Zhen, he was doing his best to support the Lu family, so he just needed to rely on the Lu family. But looking at how he was worried about everything, she couldn't understand how he had passed the scholar exam in her past life. Right then, Jiang Lin discovered his hands were covered in red rashes and immediately ordered Nan Xiao to get medicine, because tomorrow he still had to copy scriptures for the consort. In his heart, he also secretly wondered. Jin Yin was clearly so heartless to him, So why did she keep seeking him out after entering the Cold Palace? Could there really be some hidden reason? The next morning, the emperor was extremely irritated as he looked at the letters going back and forth between Jiang Lin and Jin Yan. At the same time, his own hands started to itch from the rash, making his mood even worse. Knowing immediately that Jin Yan was up to her tricks again, the emperor went straight to the Cold Palace. When Jin Yan heard news that Bao Qin was saved thanks to a gold medal of immunity, she immediately wanted to get one to change her tragic fate from her past life. Right then, Jiang Chun arrived wanting to see the withered orchid, and Jin Yan invited him inside. Seeing the orchid wasn't getting any sun, Jiang Chun immediately went to open the window. Looking at the broken door, he said he would send someone to fix it later, and even planned to see the Empress to think of a way to get the two of them out of the Cold Palace. Jiang Chun wondered why his hands had a rash, and Jin Yan said, maybe because the window has been moldy for a long time. Right then, the emperor walked in, and seeing Jiang Chun there, he coldly asked why he had come. Jiang Chun calmly replied, I just couldn't bear to see the orchid destroyed, and the rash on my hands is probably because the Cold Palace hasn't been cleaned in a long time, so I was bitten by bugs. Outside at this time, Nan Xiao was yelling at Jiang Lin about the letters back and forth with Jin Yan, but when they saw the emperor inside, both of them immediately knelt down in a panic. Nan Xiao quickly changed her tone and said, knowing my sister likes poetry, I specifically brought paper and ink to give her. The emperor immediately told Jiang Lin to crawl over and present the paper and ink for him to see, making Jin Yan, who was standing nearby, almost burst out laughing. When he saw that Jiang Lin's hand were also covered in red rashes, the emperor immediately understood that he wasn't the only one who had come to the Cold Palace last night. He said in a cold voice that if they liked this place so much, they should just move in, making both Nan Xiao and Jiang Lin beg for their lives in terror. After everyone left, the emperor looked at Jin Yan and asked what the punishment was for plotting against the king. Jin Yan calmly replied, Your Majesty didn't let the window be fixed to avoid stray cats, and that's why it turned out like this. After saying that, she proactively used mint water to wipe his hands to soothe the dragon's irritation. Watching her gently wipe his hands, the emperor asked what else she was hiding from him. Jin Yan immediately replied that she hid many things. She just didn't know which one he wanted to ask about, but she absolutely never had bad intentions toward him. It was all just admiration and a desire to be liked by him. Hearing that, the emperor laughed and said that if she wanted to be liked by him that much, she had to write 100 love poems before dawn. Before he left, Jin Yan purposely said that she wouldn't close the window tonight, making the emperor immediately order a servant to close the window tightly. Jin Yan watched them and told Han Dan that the 3 stray cats from last night were the emperor, Jiang Chun, and Jiang Lin, because all 3 of them had the same rash on their hands. Han Dan still didn't believe Jiang Chun would climb the wall to come here, but Jin Yan confirmed that his hands smelled like anti-itch medicine, so he must have had the rash since the day before. After that, she immediately told Han Dan to grind the ink so she could write the 100 poems. She knew the emperor was purposely making things hard, but she still wanted to show him her talent. On the other side, Wen Ling brought anti-itch medicine to the emperor, but the more he thought about it, the more annoyed he got because in a single night, Jin Yan had met 3 men. In his head, he even imagined her feeding wine to Jiang Chun with her mouth. Right then, Jin Yan's 100 poems were presented, but as soon as he looked them over, the emperor's face immediately darkened because he found she had written poems about ambition and wit instead of love poems. The emperor was getting angry when he suddenly discovered that among those 100 poems, the person who wrote the love poems and the person who wrote about great ambition were completely different. Those wit poems were written by Jin Yan, while the love poems were from Jiang Lin. Wen Ling said that if he were truly in love, he wouldn't have married Nan Xiao, then reminded the emperor to go see Dr. Liu for his medicine because his wound couldn't wait any longer. On this side, Wei Ying told Jiang Chun that it was lucky they got the medicine last night, as Wen Ling had gone to the Imperial Hospital today and taken all the anti-itch medicine. He also realized that Jin Yan was truly talented, since even His Majesty was lured to the Cold Palace by her. Hearing that, Jiang Chun immediately told Wei Ying to leak the news of the Emperor's visit to the Cold Palace, so that Zhang Yi, Ru Yan, and Nan Xiao would all know. At Consort Lu's place, Jiang Lin was showing off his poetry skills, while Nan Xiao played the lute for entertainment. After seeing the poetry, Consort Lu praised it nonstop, and Nan Xiao took the chance to brag about Jiang Lin's literary talent. However, Zhang Yi immediately mocked him, saying that he knew how to write poetry but still had to live off his father-in-law's house. Consort Lu told her not to be too harsh and dismissed the 2 of them to rest. She also said that if they could pull Jiang Lin to the Lu family's side, scholars from all over the world would come to join them. Zhang Yi just argued a bit and asked to leave, while Ru Yin took the opportunity to say she would try to win the emperor's favor. But consort Lu complained that she was lucky if she didn't cause more trouble, which made Ru Yin even more resentful. In the cold palace, Jin Yin remembered her past life. There was exactly 1 month left until the start of spring, which was when the tragedy happened, so she had to get the gold medal of immunity quickly. Today, the meal was much better than usual, making Han Dan happy, thinking the Emperor was about to let them out. But after Jin Yin tested for poison with a silver needle and saw no reaction, Han Dan went ahead and ate. Unexpectedly, a moment later, she threw up poisonous blood. Jin Yin panicked and wanted to find a doctor, but was stopped by 2 eunuchs. They mocked her, saying that if His Majesty really favored her, he wouldn't have thrown her into the cold palace. When Jin Yin tried to break free, she was pushed to the ground. Jin Yin got angry, hit one of them on the head with a stone, and ran away. Meanwhile, Zhang Yi was practicing ribbon dancing up high. In her room, she had a painting of a flying fairy, and underneath it was a strange drawing of an airplane. After she finished dancing, she told Xiaolan that last night she dreamed again about a god riding a 7-colored cloud to take her home. It turned out Zhang Yi was also a person who had traveled here from another world. Right then, Xiaolan brought a message saying His Majesty had urgent business and had to leave the palace, so he asked her to watch over the cold palace. Zhang Yi was very annoyed because if she didn't want to leave this ghost of a place, she wouldn't bother making a deal with the Emperor. Jin Yin was rushing to find someone to save Han Dan when she was blocked by Jiang Lin. At that moment, Zhang Yi appeared and said coldly, "A disgraced concubine leaving the cold palace without permission is a serious crime," and immediately ordered Jin Yin to be taken to jail. Jiang Lin stepped in to stop her and was slapped in the face by Zhang Yi, then was also thrown into jail with her. Jin Yin desperately begged Zhang Yi to save Han Dan, and she finally sent someone to check the cold palace. In jail, Jiang Lin kept saying he was one of consort Lu's people, so he would be fine, but Jin Yin only felt more hatred because his blocking the way was the reason she got caught. She coldly declared that if anything happened to Han Dan, she would never forgive him. Jiang Lin quickly explained that someone told him she had something important, so he came. He also thought that if he had a high rank, Jin Yin wouldn't treat him so coldly. Jin Zhao immediately scolded him for being ungrateful, saying that if he really had a title, he wouldn't care about her at all. Right then, Nan Xiao rushed over to report that Consort Lu had ordered Jiang Lin's release, while Jin Yin would be branded as punishment. At the same time, Duke Zhen arrived at the jail, seeing that a whole day had passed and the Emperor hadn't shown up to save anyone. He guessed His Majesty was not in the palace. He thought the Emperor must have found the location of the military tally and didn't have time to worry about the woman he liked, so he immediately ordered his men to go steal the tally back. Outside the palace, the Emperor was riding hard to get back when he was suddenly ambushed by assassins. The Emperor immediately jumped into a fight with them. Meanwhile, in jail, Jin Yin was being whipped over and over, feeling terrible pain. Nan Xiao said proudly, "So what if you were named a beauty? His Majesty values the Lu family, so he wanted come to save you." Jin Yin immediately shot back that since the day they entered the palace, she had left a letter for a trusted person in the palace, which clearly stated that Nan Xiao and Madame Shun used voodoo to curse the Emperor, but Nan Xiao wasn't scared because she had consort Lu backing her up. Right after that, she continued to whip Jin Yin, venting all her hatred, saying that Jin Yin's mother had shamelessly seduced her father years ago. Nan Xiao forced Jin Yin to accept her fate because the Emperor would never come to save her, and she would always just be an ant under her feet. Just as they were about to brand Jin Yin's face, the Emperor suddenly appeared. He walked in coldly, killed several guards with his own hands, and felt heartbroken seeing Jin Yin being tortured so badly. Nan Xiao knelt down in fear and said she was only following the consort's orders, but the Emperor showed no mercy. He coldly used his sword to slash her face, then ordered her to be branded and kicked Nan Xiao out of the palace. Nan Xiao cried and begged, but the Emperor didn't care and immediately carried Jin Yin out of the jail. Han Dan then said the lady risked her life to run out of the cold palace to save her and bumped into Zhang Yi. Luckily, she ate the food first, so she was the one poisoned and not the lady. When Jin Yin woke up, the Emperor blamed her for not knowing how to fight back. Jin Yin just gave a light smile and said that alone she couldn't beat so many people, especially without any support. Then she told the Emperor to come closer and said in a low voice, "The hearts of people in the palace are too hard to predict, and your Majesty cannot be by my side forever. So I want to ask for a gold medal of immunity, and in exchange, I am willing to risk my life for you." Hearing that, the Emperor just smiled and said, "Wait until you are better, then we will talk." Right after that, Dr. Lu angrily blamed the Emperor for leaving while being treated. If he couldn't save him, he could only die to apologize. The Emperor coldly replied that the time spent nagging was enough to put the needles in. Dr. Lu didn't expect a day would come when the Emperor would risk his life for a beauty like this. On Jiang Lin's side, He kept blaming Nan Xiao for everything, saying his future was ruined. But Nan Xiao said, "I know where the thing Duke Zhen is looking for is," and then whispered into his ear. Wen Ling at this time also reported to the emperor that there was news of the Phoenix Army medal at Jinsong Ward, but that place only welcomed female guests. To get the medal, the emperor took Jin Yin to a busy street and said, "As long as you help me finish this, I will give you the gold medal of immunity." When she saw the Dragon God parade, Jin Yin immediately wanted to run over and touch the dragon's head for luck, but the emperor reminded her to do business first. Seeing her disappointed and sad, he finally softened his heart and allowed her to touch the dragon's head to pray. Since Jin Yin couldn't reach it, the emperor lowered the dragon's head himself to help her. Seeing Jin Yin sincerely praying to the dragon god for her relatives and for herself, the emperor's eyes immediately became gentle and different. After that, Jin Yin also bought a fish-shaped lantern to give him as a thank you for taking her out to see the lights. When the sky lanterns flew into the high sky, they both stood and watched in the bright light, and both naturally smiled. The emperor couldn't hide his loving gaze for Jin Yin. Right then, Jiang Chun appeared, saying he had been there for a long time, but didn't want to bother the two of them. Seeing Jiang Chun concerned for Jin Yin, the emperor immediately looked jealous and quickly walked over to push her wheelchair himself. Jinsong Ward was very busy that night. The music never stopped, and men were dancing for entertainment. The emperor pushed the wheelchair and brought Jin Yin into the middle of that fancy scene. Seeing her staring at the male courtesans, he immediately looked jealous, but Jin Yin just laughed and said since she was here, she had to act a part, plus the emperor was much more handsome than them. She also reminded him that if they acted too proper in a brothel, it would be easy for others to suspect their identity. The emperor immediately told Jiang Chun to stay and watch, absolutely not letting anyone else win the bid for that item, while Wen Ling went to investigate the area. Right then, Wei Ying reported that Jiang Fu and Jiang Lin had arrived. Jiang Chun felt lucky because Jiang Fu had never met him. When Jin Yin wanted to taste fruit wine, the emperor immediately stopped her because her wound hadn't healed. But Jin Yin said that this was her first time roaming freely like this, so she wanted to see and experience more while she was still alive. Hearing her say that, the emperor blamed her for having courage as big as the sky, while Jin Yin leaned down and lightly bit his hand, saying that if there was a next life, she would turn into a tiger and come find him. That action reminded the emperor of the time she marked him in the Cold Palace. Right after that, the auction started. The first item was a gold bracelet from a past consort with a starting price of 100 taels. Jiang Fu immediately threatened Jiang Lin that if he didn't find what the Duke needed today, he should wait to be beheaded. After a few items, the secret box was finally brought out. It was said that just holding it often would make fingers long and skin as white as jade. Jiang Lin immediately recognized the target, and Jiang Fu quickly bid, while the emperor on the opposite side wouldn't back down either. The price shot up quickly. Right as Jiang Fu came near, she immediately pulled the emperor to sit on her lap to hide their identity. Seeing the other person hadn't fully left, she purposely told the emperor to pour wine for her, secretly dragging out time, so Jiang Chun could win the bid. The emperor heard that and purposely wanted to feed her wine with his mouth, but Jiang Fu walked in wanting to offer Jin Yin a cup, and even offered to borrow the handsome man next to her to play with. Jin Yin immediately refused, and right then, Jiang Chun appeared. Jin Yin quickly said he was also her male toy, making Jiang Fu leave in surprise, but he still secretly stood outside to listen. Seeing Jiang Chun about to feed wine to Jin Yin, the emperor immediately got angry, making him drink it himself and not allowing him to take off his coat. Jiang Chun only then said that the price of the item had reached 10,000 taels, and he didn't have enough silver, so he wanted to ask if the emperor had prepared enough. The emperor just coldly told him to let them keep bidding. Finally, Jiang Fu spent 13,000 taels to buy the secret box, then continued to threaten Jiang Lin that if the item the Duke needed was inside, he would be fed to the dogs. But right when Jiang Fu pulled his sword to open the item, everyone in the room suddenly fainted because of knockout gas. The emperor took the chance to quickly grab the secret box and immediately took Jin Yin out of Jinsong Ward. Jiang Chun guessed that the thing inside was the military tally. He understood that his father's ambition was growing bigger, and if the emperor wanted to win, he definitely had to find the Red Phoenix Army. Even though the main leader had died and the soldiers were scattered everywhere, as long as there was a military tally, the whole army could be called back together. Wei Ying realized that Jiang Chun wasn't actually as uninterested in power as the rumors said, but Jiang Chun only told him to go report to his father that the tally had fallen into the emperor's hands. On the carriage ride back, the emperor was extremely happy because he finally got the military tally back. When Jin Yin wanted to see it out of curiosity, he said if she could open it, there would be a reward, but if not, she would be punished. Jinyan watched it for a long time and realized the symbols on it were just like a nursery rhyme she had heard in her past life. Right after that, she turned the characters Feng Tianwu and Chang Yiming and successfully opened the secret box. Inside, there was indeed the military tally. As soon as she saw the item, Jinyan took the chance to demand the emperor give her the gold medal of immunity as promised. After returning to the palace, Jinyan sat in front of the mirror feeling very annoyed because the emperor still refused to give her the medal. She realized his personality was just like the rumors said. His mood changed all the time, and he turned his back on people faster than flipping a page in a book. On this side, the emperor also didn't understand why Jinyan knew the 2 lines of the Red Phoenix leader's final words, so he immediately ordered Wen Ling to go bring her maternal grandparents to the capital. The next morning, Nan Xiao was worried because this time her mother only sent a few dozen silver notes. Right then, Jiang Lin came back looking messy and aggressive, and he immediately choked her with pure hatred because he thought she had ruined him. From the Peachtree incident to Jinsong Ward, he realized there was never any master behind her, but that Nan Xiao had purposely set traps. Even though Nan Xiao kept explaining that someone really gave her tips, Jiang Lin didn't believe her anymore, and even regretted not choosing Jinyan back then. He left in a rage, leaving Nan Xiao full of resentment because Jinyan had betrayed him, yet Jiang Lin still couldn't forget her. In the palace, Wen Ling reported to the emperor that Jiang Fu had been beaten with 50 sticks until he was crippled and had to pay back all the lost silver. Jiang Lin went to the Duke Ding's manor but was kicked straight out because of what he knew about the Red Phoenix tally. Right after that, the emperor issued an official decree to promote Jinyan to the rank of beauty and gave her countless gold, silver, and jewels. Han Dan was overjoyed, but when she found out Jinyan wanted to bring gifts to Zhang Yi, she was very confused. Jinyan calmly said that Zhang Yi had saved Han Dan, and she also wanted to take this chance to learn about the emperor's taboos. When she saw Jinyan come to thank her, Zhang Yi immediately complained that the gift was way too cheap. Jinyan brought up a story she heard that back when the lady was still living at home, she was very bold and loved bows and arrows. Zhang Yi coldly replied that she wasn't a man to be fooled by a few sweet words, and asked Jinyan straight out what she wanted. Hearing her ask about the emperor's taboos, Zhang Yi immediately got angry because she thought Jinyan wanted to learn how to please his majesty from her. She said it wasn't that easy to trade a bow for an answer. Jinyan promised that as long as Zhang Yi was willing to talk, she wouldn't mind even if she had to die. Seeing that she had offered the bow, Zhang Yi gave her a chance. If she won an archery match, she would get the answer. To make it more dramatic, she ordered someone to put an apple on Han Dan's head. Everyone thought Jinyan wouldn't dare to do it, but she quickly calmed down and pulled the bow, hitting the apple perfectly, which shocked everyone. Right after that, Zhang Yi put a flower petal on Jinyan's ear, wanting her to be the target. She reminded her that arrows have no eyes, and it wasn't too late to quit, but Jinyan wasn't scared at all. She understood that the lives of her loved ones were heavy on her shoulders, and she had no other choice. After holding the bow for a while, Zhang Yi finally didn't dare to shoot, and just said coldly, "I'll let you off this time." Then, Zhang Yi said that when the emperor was little, he once agreed to wear a shameful dance outfit to entertain other kids just to get medicine to save his mother. However, after he finished dancing, what he got back wasn't medicine, but only lies and humiliation. Hearing that, Jinyan finally understood why the emperor had been betrayed so many times and found it hard to truly trust anyone. She also realized that just relying on favor wasn't enough to get the gold medal of immunity. If feelings couldn't trade for it, then she would use her own talent to get it and become someone useful to the emperor. Right then, Lord Qin rushed in to report that something happened at Xuanlu Tower. Recently, Jiang Lin had missed 4 matches in a row, while a scholar from a neighboring country appeared, and his poetry was beating all the scholars of the Great Liang. Wen Ling also reminded them that the Xuanlu Tower poetry meet was set up by His Majesty to pick poor students for government jobs, but Duke Zhen had always been secretly sabotaging it. Jinyan, who was bringing snacks, accidentally heard the conversation and proactively stepped in to ask to try out at the poetry meet. Lord Qin immediately agreed. The emperor thought for a moment and then gave her a pass, allowing her to go to Bua Tower to read all the works of the Xuanlu Tower winners from over the years. Seeing this, Wen Ling couldn't help but be surprised that the emperor actually agreed to let Jinyan join the meet. Right after that, Jinyan went to Bua Tower to find books and accidentally met Jiangchen there. When he found out she was allowed by the emperor to join the meet and was there to research, Jiangchen proactively guided her on many things. Jinyan also took the chance to ask if he understood His Majesty well. Jiangchen said the emperor was someone who deeply lacked a sense of security and found it very hard to trust others. But once you earn his trust, he will definitely treat you very well. He also mentioned Jinsong Ward, where the emperor gave up his status to sit and pour wine for Jinyan, proving that he didn't just like her, but trusted her immensely. Then Jiang Chun showed Jin Yin the rules of the Xuanlu Tower meet. As she looked at them, Jin Yin complained that there were too many rules, yet the emperor didn't tell her a single word about them. Right then, the emperor walked up, and when he heard Jin Yin complain that he wasn't as gentle as Jiang Chun, he immediately got angry for no reason. After that, the emperor and Jiang Chun sat down to play chess. Seeing him constantly make terrible moves, Jin Yin kept nagging until the emperor got annoyed and told her to play it herself. Jin Yin wasn't scared at all and immediately made a few moves for him, claiming that this was how you play chess. The emperor said, playing chess is like ruling a country. The world must go through great chaos before there is peace. But when she saw him purposely push his pieces to their deaths, Jin Yin was even more sure that the emperor really didn't know how to play chess. Right after that, the emperor grabbed Jin Yin's hand and told Jiang Chun to also come to the poetry meet, then pulled her away. On the way back to Tinglan Palace, Jin Yin said she had discovered the emperor was purposely letting Jiang Chun win. The emperor just coldly replied that he couldn't win anyway and walked off, leaving Jin Yin finding the relationship between the two of them more and more interesting. On the other side, Jiang Chun brought a flower to give the Empress and accidentally mentioned playing chess with Jin Yin. The Empress heard that and asked her brother what kind of person she was. Jiang Chun frankly said Jin Yin was both beautiful and talented. The Empress immediately asked if he liked her, and that is why they played chess. But Jiang Chun only said because His Majesty wanted her to join the poetry meet. She came to ask him some things. Hearing that, the Empress got even more jealous. This was because the Emperor had never taken her to Xuanlu Tower. She felt that both her father and her brother were people without hearts. At least the Emperor knew how to make her angry, while those two were even worse. But Jiang Chun just used an excuse and left, leaving the Empress very annoyed. On this side, Wei Ying was worried that playing chess needed stability and wondered if stepping into this game now was too dangerous. But Jiang Chun calmly said that he wasn't someone stepping onto the board, but the person holding the pieces, and in the end, he would definitely win. The next day, the poetry meet at Xuanlu Tower continued. When one person after another failed against a foreign scholar, Jin Yin suddenly stepped out to fight, making everyone buzz about her confidence. Just by looking at those poems, she realized they were all poems she had written in her past life to help Jianglin win. Clearly, Nan Xiao had copied them and given them to this scholar. When the opponent arrogantly read a poem, Jin Yin coldly said that if he lost, he had to kneel and offer tea to apologize to the owner of Xuanlu Tower. And she purposely stepped closer to see his face when he failed. The scholar heard that and got even more arrogant, loudly declaring he would teach her a lesson she'd never forget today. But as soon as he wrote the first poem, Jin Yin immediately replied with that exact same poem. The scholar was in total shock because he didn't expect her to write exactly like him. He switched to another poem, but halfway through, he forgot the rest. Seeing that, Jin Yin immediately finished the whole poem for him because she was the one who wrote it in the first place. The scholar from a Jin country immediately got angry, loudly accusing Jin Yin of playing dirty and refusing to admit defeat. But under the pressure and the mocking from everyone at Xuanlu Tower, he was finally forced to bow his head and admit he lost. After the Jin scholar lost, he was forced to kneel and offer tea to apologize. Right after that, the Emperor had someone bring the Xuanlu Tower winner's prize to give to Jin Yin, which was an exquisite gold hairpin. Jin Yin really liked it and thought that since the Emperor gave her a gift, she should also give one back. So she personally carved a fox-shaped hairpin. Han Dan wondered why she didn't carve mandarin ducks, but instead carve a fox. Jin Yin said that foxes love only one partner for their whole lives, while mandarin ducks change pairs every year. The Emperor always said she was as sneaky as a fox, but he didn't realize that was actually a compliment. Han Dan also said she had been secretly watching and realized the Emperor truly had feelings for Jin Yin. However, in her heart, Jin Yin understood clearly that no one can live their whole life based only on true feelings. Han Dan could only advise her to live peacefully with the Emperor, while Jin Yin laughed and said His Majesty was no ordinary husband, and his mood was so unstable that guessing his thoughts was harder than dealing with Madame Shun in the past. Then she told Han Dan to go see if the Emperor had finished his business and invite him to dinner. Meanwhile, when Ling brought Tinglan Palace's secret records for the Emperor to see, inside, it clearly wrote about Jin Yin carving the fox hairpin. It also said that being favored was useless, all men were useless, and only a fox was a faithful lover. After hearing it, the Emperor thought Jin Yin wanted to be a couple for life with him, but in front of him was still a messy empire and the Manchu poison, and he didn't know if it could be cured yet. While Jin Yin was anxiously waiting, she received news that tonight the Emperor wasn't coming to Tinglan Palace, but was going to Lady Zhang's place instead. Han Dan told her to rest first, but Jin Yin felt bad for the table of good food, so she pulled Han Dan to sit and eat with her, saying that being sad over a man was the most worthless thing in the world. Han Dan emotionally reminded her of how Jin Yin had worked so hard to help Jiang Lin go from poor to rich, and only hoped she could meet the right person this time. That night, Jin Yin continued to carve the fox hairpin, but accidentally made her hand bleed. The blood got on the bead and the string, making it suddenly glow. Because she was too tired, she fell asleep at the table and dreamed of her mother. In the dream, her mother said she had begged the heavens for her and a Wu to have a chance to meet again. A Wu was actually Xian Wu. She told her to take good care of herself, and then slowly disappeared. When the emperor arrived, he saw Jin Yin crying in her sleep, so he immediately carried her to her room to rest. At the same time, the empress was also woken up by the sound of music while she was sleeping. Out of curiosity, she opened the window to listen and remembered the first time she met the emperor years ago. Back then, he was just a thin boy in plain clothes, but his eyes were as bright as the stars, and just one look made her heart flutter. Knowing the emperor was at Tinglan Palace, the empress couldn't help but feel jealous. On this side, when she was carried back to the room, Jin Yin pulled his sleeve at her days and called out the name A Wu, which made the emperor freeze. When she woke up, he immediately asked where that name came from. Jin Yin then told him about the dream of meeting her mother. Hearing that, the emperor said in a deep voice, "Since entering the palace, I have never dreamed of my mother. Maybe she doesn't want to see me anymore." Jin Yin gently comforted him, saying that the imperial temple was too high up and the consort stopped to look at the view on the way, so she hadn't made it to his dream yet. He just needed to wait patiently. The emperor said he wasn't a child for her to comfort anymore, but Jin Yin still gently replaced the gold hairpin with the fox hairpin in his hair and said that later the emperor would surely make Great Liang prosperous, so everyone would bow down in submission. And at that time the consort would definitely be very happy. Hearing those words, the emperor finally couldn't hold back anymore and leaned down to give her a very gentle kiss. The next morning, the emperor brought several tribute fish from Qizhou for Jin Yin to see. Seeing her staring down at the water, he leaned down so his face would reflect in the fishbowl for her to look at. Unexpectedly, Jin Yin didn't get it, which made the emperor annoyed because when she was smart, she was very smart, but when she was dumb, she understood nothing. Seeing him sulking, Jin Yin reached out and squeezed the emperor's cheeks, then immediately pretended to be serious and said, "The dragoness mouth, eyes, and head should only be respected and cannot be touched randomly." The emperor heard that and could only say helplessly that out of her whole body, her mouth was the most clever. Right after that, he pulled the hairpin out of Jin Yin's hair and personally taught her how to kill someone, saying that later, if anyone dared to offend her, she should use this very hairpin to take their life. Right then, the empress was passing by and accidentally saw the emperor personally teaching martial arts to Jin Yin, and her heart immediately filled with jealousy. She told Xiao Shun to go send a message that she wouldn't join the birthday feast anymore, and hurried him to take things to his majesty before he had no mind left to care about her. On the other side, Lady Zhang was bored sitting and building a model when she received news that the emperor wanted to take Jin Yin out of the palace and even asked her to help hide it from the consort, which made her even more angry. On the carriage, the emperor finally gave the gold medal of immunity to Jin Yin, making her overjoyed, and then she curiously asked where he wanted to take her. The emperor replied that he would take her to pay respects to the owner of Xuanlu Tower, who was also his mother. Right after that, he took Jin Yin to the imperial temple and said this was the place where he lived as a child. After his mother died, he was thrown into a dog kennel. Back then, he used to keep a mountain sparrow. Every day, he only had one bowl of thin porridge, but always saved the first spoonful for it. When the big winter snow blocked the mountain roads, and he finished his last bit of food, he even cut blood from his fingertips to feed the bird, but in the end, he still had to eat that very bird to survive. Jin Yin was moved by his story and immediately felt a lump in her throat. She gently said that if he ever ran out of food one day, she would definitely go find food for him. After that, she added eyes to the bird in his painting, then wanted to go see the consort with him. Standing before the memorial tablet, Jin Yin silently prayed, "The path the emperor walks is so difficult. I hope you will often visit him in his dreams." When he saw she finished praying, the emperor curiously asked what she prayed for, but Jin Yin just smiled and said, "It's a secret." After learning that since taking the throne, the emperor had renovated the eternal lamps at the imperial temple, she didn't understand why he was so obsessed with this. The emperor then told her that there used to be a punishment in the palace where every time an eternal lamp was put out, the prisoner would suffer more torture. His mother was constantly tortured years ago, and he himself was forced to swallow melted candle wax. Knowing the emperor's past, Jin Yin gently comforted him. After everything was ready, the emperor took her to see the fish tank and said that whenever he had a high fever as a child, his mother and Lady Lin used this way to help him cool down. He only hoped that in the next life, they could live in peace without any worries. Hearing those words, Jin Yin finally understood that behind Xian Wu's cold look was a deeply hurt person. Feeling her understanding, the emperor couldn't help but give Jin Yin a gentle kiss, while promising to give her everything he had. That kiss made Jin Yin blush, and she shyly ran away. After returning to Tinglan Palace, Jin Yin told Han Dan to send the gold medal of immunity to Qizhou for her grandparents. On this side, when Ling came to report to the emperor that the person sent to pick up Jin Yin's grandparents had met bandits at Nanhua Mountain, and their whereabouts were currently unknown, the emperor immediately ordered more people to find them. But the thing Jin Yin sent back fell into his hands before it could arrive, making the emperor very angry because he didn't understand which of his men dared to go steal the gold medal of immunity. The next morning, Nan Xiao carefully fed medicine to Jiang Lin, but he kept blaming her for getting him badly beaten by Duke Zhen's people. Nan Xiao quickly said she was thinking of a way to save the situation, but Jiang Lin didn't believe her anymore. He questioned why Jinsong Ward was a trap and why Xian Wu seemed to be waiting there already. In her panic, Nan Xiao accidentally mentioned her past life, making his face change immediately, and he knocked her out with a single blow. When Nan Xiao woke up that evening, she found her hands and feet were tightly tied. Jiang Lin coldly said that she used to look down on him, yet suddenly she desperately wanted to marry him and used every trick to force him to marry her. In his eyes, Nan Xiao was the person who ruined his entire life. Nan Xiao cried in fear, saying she still had a way to save him. A little later, Jiang Lin walked outside in the rain and snow, laughing loudly like a madman, saying that the ancestors of the Jiang family were once first-rank officials. He would definitely restore the 100-year glory of the Jiang family in Qizhou. The next morning, Han Dan ran in breathlessly to report that Nan Xiao and Jiang Lin were struck by lightning and died last night. Hearing that, Jin Yin immediately went to the Shen Manor to investigate, but she quickly realized this was very strange. If they were really struck by lightning, the surrounding trees couldn't still be so green and healthy without any burn marks. Just then, someone ran up to report that her father and his legal mother, on their way to the capital, received a letter asking them to change their route to Nanhua Mountain. But after entering the mountain, they both went missing. While Jin Yin was still confused, the emperor appeared and gave her a piece of sweet candy. He thought she would be heartbroken because Jiang Lin died, so he purposely tried to comfort her. Hearing him say that after eating his candy, she couldn't be sad about another man, Jin Yin immediately knew that when Ling had taught him to say these words. The emperor quickly changed the subject, leaning down to observe the ground, and found marks like someone being dragged away. Jin Yin immediately said that Nan Xiao and Jiang Lin's deaths were too strange, and now there was the matter of her father and legal mother missing at Nanhua Mountain. The emperor told her to just follow him back first, and tomorrow morning they would visit Jiang Chun together because he was sick. Hearing Jin Yin call him Lord Jiang too gently, the emperor immediately looked jealous. Jin Yin could only say that Jiang Chun was a noble gentleman, so calling him that wasn't wrong. The emperor emphasized that he was the son of heaven, making Jin Yin immediately change her mind and not want to visit anymore, but he still made her go with him. The next day, Jin Yin and the emperor went to the Jiang Manor. From the empress' story, she learned that after his legal mother died, Duke Zhen took in 16 more concubines, so Jiang Chen moved out to live in his own manor at age 18. Seeing Jin Yin constantly praise Jiang Chun, the emperor was jealous and annoyed again. Jin Yin could only switch to praising him as the most talented, generous, and courageous person. Hearing that, the emperor immediately became happy again. Just then, Jiang Chun came out to welcome them and said he wasn't sick at all. He just simply didn't want to go to court, so he stayed home to sleep for a day. Hearing that, the emperor boldly went in to sleep with Jiang Chun. Right after that, the emperor and Jiang Chun lay on one side, while Jin Yin lay on the other side, separated by a screen. Finally, Jiang Chun couldn't stand it anymore, sat up, and said, if the old officials out there knew about this, it wouldn't be good at all. The emperor then invited Jiang Chun to play chess, but seeing that he refused, he forced him to go cook rice. Jiang Chun could only complain to the heavens because he was being tormented in every way. Jin Yin looked at that scene and couldn't help but laugh. She didn't expect that Jiang Chun would one day be annoyed by the emperor to the point of running away. The emperor then pulled the screen aside, thinking in his heart that having Jin Yin by his side in this life was enough for fulfillment. But on the outside, he still purposely sulked, reaching out to squeeze her cheeks because she didn't defend him when she heard someone talking about him earlier, then leaned down to give her a gentle kiss. The emperor noticed that Shen Yin seemed to really enjoy watching him get scolded by others. Right after that, he asked her if she wanted to see the most charming man in Liang go into the kitchen to cook. Those words made Shen Yin blush with embarrassment immediately. Then, both of them went to the kitchen to watch Jiang Chun cook. Through their talk, Shen Yin learned that Jiang Chun liked eating light food, so he often cooked by himself. When she asked curiously about the ingredients on the table, Jiang Chun said that each kind creates a different flavor when combined. He also said he learned all of this years ago from Aunt Lean. Hearing that name, the emperor suddenly froze and said that when Aunt Lean passed away, there was still a fresh fish beside her. Then, Jiang Chun scooped a bowl of sliced fish porridge for the emperor, but he fed the first bite to Xinyan to try, and then asked if the porridge made by the most charming man in Liang tasted good. Xinyan shyly apologized for teasing him earlier, but just then, the sound of a flute suddenly played outside, making the emperor feel sharp pain and vomit blood. Xinyan panicked and helped him back. As the emperor left, Jiang Chun was about to head back inside when he overheard someone saying that the Prince Jean didn't lie. Blowing the white flute would make Nangong vomit blood immediately. Before that, the Prince Jean had given Lord Jiang a white flute and said that Nangong always carried a white snake to suppress the poison in his body. Jiang Chun quickly realized his father was the one who ordered someone to play the flute. He immediately went to blame him, saying he should have been loyal to the emperor. When Jiang Chun blamed him for making everything a mess, his father got angry and called his son useless. Xiaohe also thought Jiang Chun was under Nangong's spell to dare talk like that. But Jiang Chun realized his father's move this time was wrong, and the only thing left to do was wait. In the palace, Xinyan kept asking the emperor if he needed to go to the royal clinic, but he just said he was fine and told her he would visit her tomorrow night. After the emperor left, Xinyan got news that the gold medal had disappeared after being taken out of the palace. Hearing this, she ran to find the emperor, but saw him going to the cold palace, so she curiously followed behind. When the emperor entered a secret room, Xinyan stood outside and accidentally discovered a hidden chamber. Out of curiosity, she peeked inside. Hearing footsteps, she quickly hid behind a bookshelf. From Wenling's words, Xinyan learned the emperor had secretly sent people to bring her maternal family to the capital, but they couldn't find them at Nanhua Mountain. Wenling also ordered more people to keep searching. Wenling then reported that there weren't enough people to continue looking for Shun Nian's family. The emperor said Lord Jiang wouldn't start a war easily, so they should deal with them first, but the matter at Nanhua Mountain could not be delayed. Right after that, he told Wenling to tell Bao Ning to redecorate the palace because he wanted to hold a wedding night for Shun Yan tomorrow. At the same time, the Prince Jean sneaking into the capital must have a purpose, so it had to be investigated thoroughly. Once the emperor and Wenling left, Xinyan curiously opened a secret door and went inside. To her surprise, the place was filled with investigation records about her. Every word she said and everything she did was recorded in detail. Even the story of how Madame Shun didn't let her mother be buried in the family grave, and how she carried her mother's spirit tablet behind the coffin for 2 days and nights in the snow, was all there. Xinyan was stunned. She thought all the emperor's feelings for her were just an act. When she found her gold medal in the emperor's hands, she felt even more hurt because she felt totally cheated. The next morning, envoys came to the palace with many gifts for the emperor's birthday. While the banquet was lively, Lord Jiang stepped forward and asked to play a new song, which made the emperor very curious. But unexpectedly, he took out a white bamboo flute. As soon as he started playing, the emperor's head spun, and the poison in him acted up. Seeing this, Shun Yan realized the emperor vomited blood yesterday because of this flute. She rushed over, grabbed the flute, and intentionally dropped it on the floor. When Lord Jiang ordered people to arrest Xun Yan, the emperor fainted. The eunuch nearby immediately shouted that the emperor had passed away, according to the plan. Seeing this, Lord Jiang ordered his troops into the palace to protect it, but really he wanted to rebel and even ordered them to kill Shun Yan. But at that moment, the emperor slowly stood up. It turned out it was all a trap he set to force the man to show his true colors, and a cheap flute couldn't actually hurt him. Lord Jiang immediately turned hostile, saying his army had already entered the city. But before he could celebrate, the soldiers behind him pointed their swords at his neck. The emperor coldly said that his troops had been swapped long ago, and he had known about the alliance with the Prince Jean for a long time. After his wound was treated, when Ling came to report that all of Lord Jiang's people had surrendered and ordered a citywide search for the Prince Jean, Lady Lu felt it was a pity that the emperor finally held a birthday party after so many years, only for Jiang Xing to ruin it. She also blamed Xun Yan for acting recklessly, but the emperor stepped up to protect her, saying that Xun Yan broke the jade flute to save him. Right after that, he asked Xun Yan what reward she wanted. She didn't ask for gold or jewels, but only asked for a blank imperial decree. She also swore she would never use it to harm anyone or fight for the queen's position. The emperor agreed and gave it to her in front of everyone. That favoritism made Lady Lu leave in anger. After everyone left, the emperor walked over to help Xun Yan up, but she quietly pulled her hand back and asked to leave, making him totally confused about what he did wrong. Xun Yan suddenly discovered the Prince Jean was disguised as a eunuch trying to kill her. Luckily, Jiang Qin showed up in time to save her. Xin Yin was confused and asked why he was there. Jiang Chun said he was going to the royal study when he saw two suspicious people and followed them, and he had already sent someone to tell the emperor. It turned out the person behind everything was Xiao Shun, who served the queen. The Prince Jin immediately killed the eunuch with him because he was afraid Xin Yin would see his face. Then he threatened Xiao Shun that if anything happened to him, the other person wouldn't survive either. When Han Dan saw Xin Yin was injured by the assassin, he was very worried. Seeing Xin Yin's ankle was sprained, he tried to lean down to treat it, but she immediately stopped him because she felt it wasn't appropriate. Jiang Chun could only apologize and leave, but Xin Yin started to get suspicious because he said he was going to the royal study, but appeared at the garden instead, and he even wanted to touch her foot. On the Queen's side, Xiao Shun reported that he had secretly arranged a hiding place for the Prince Jin in the palace. Just then, Jiang Chun appeared and angrily slapped Xiao Shun for not doing a clean job. The queen was surprised to see him so worked up. When Xiao Shun tried to speak up, he was hit again and warned to keep everything secret, or he would die. Xiao Shun said that he would cover for him. The queen still coldly thought that Jiang Chun was even more heartless than his father. Then she decided to go with him to get the military seal, because she believed only power could protect her. Hearing this, Xiao Shun immediately swore absolute loyalty. That night, the emperor went to find Xin Yin, but the palace doors were tightly closed. Han Dan could only lie and say her master was already asleep. The emperor told her to take good care of Xin Yin and said, "There is still one fish that got away. I will come back tomorrow." The next morning, the emperor went to Tinglan Palace again, but no one was inside. A eunuch rushed over to report that Xin Yin had gone out for a walk early in the morning. Over here, Xin Yin ran into Jiang Chun, who was bringing flowers to the queen, and gave her a branch to apologize for yesterday. Just then, the emperor appeared and asked what they were doing. He came over to ask why Xin Yin kept avoiding him, but she just made an excuse about being busy and left. Right after that, the emperor immediately sent Wen Ling to ask Han Dan. Wen Ling reported that neither Xin Yin nor Han Dan was at Tinglan Palace. The emperor planned to give the gold medal to Xin Yin's grandfather after finding him. But just then, he suddenly realized the gold medal had disappeared. Because she didn't want to see the emperor, Xin Yin crawled through a dog hole to get back into the palace. Han Dan was angry for her, thinking the emperor gave the gold medal and then wanted it back. Unexpectedly, those words were overheard by the emperor. He wanted to explain, but Xin Yin blamed him for never truly trusting her and hiding too many things. Even though the emperor insisted he wanted to bring her family to the capital and never intended to take back the gold medal, Xin Yin didn't believe him easily, leaving him helpless and not knowing how to make her feel at ease. Back home, the emperor was angry because Xin Yin could even enter his secret room, not knowing if she was too brave or what. Just as the poison acted up, Wen Ling advised that women have the softest hearts. If Xin Yin saw him in pain from the poison, she would surely feel sorry for him. But the emperor didn't want to turn himself into a useless person. Although he acted tough, he still went to Tinglan Palace to find Xin Yin right after. The emperor gently placed her hand on his face and acted sweet, begging her not to leave him. Not long after, he lost control and forced a kiss on her. Just then, Wen Ling ran over to stop him, saying that the emperor's poison acts up every full moon, and he shouldn't be agitated right now. Hearing that, Xin Yin learned the emperor had been poisoned by the late emperor since birth, and the poison gets worse as he gets older. When the late consort was alive, she made an antidote, but she died before presenting it, and the antidote's location disappeared with her. Plus, the cure needs the late consort's heart blood as an ingredient. Then Wen Ling begged Xin Yin to take care of the emperor, so she took him to the pond in the cold palace to soak and suppress the poison. Remembering what Wen Ling said, Xin Yin felt both heartbroken and angry. In his daze, the emperor held her hand tightly, greedily smelling her scent and gradually calming down. Just then, the white snake suddenly crawled over and bit Xin Yin's hand. Her blood dripped onto the prayer beads, making them glow instantly. The next morning, as Xin Yin was rushing to pay respects, she ran into Jiang Chun. He said his father's case was handed over to the Ministry of Justice and asked her to help take care of the queen for him. Knowing Jiang Chun was about to resign to travel south, Xin Yin wished him safety and peace. Jiang Chun watched Xin Yin leave, noticing she was full of thorns and hard to handle. Truly a perfect match for Nangong. Then he immediately ordered his men to release Prince Song. Over here, seeing the emperor holding her blank decree, Xin Yin asked if he was going to go back on his word again. The emperor explained that the gold medal wasn't taken back by him, and her grandfather wasn't kidnapped by him, yet she still wouldn't believe him. Xin Yin immediately brought up everything from before, from the first time they met at the Cold Palace when he wanted to push her into the pond, to the incident at Shanglin Garden where she almost got strangled while he just watched. Also, when she was locked in the Cold Palace, if Han Dan hadn't eaten the food first, she would have been the one in trouble. She asked, "Do you really think I love you?" The emperor heard this and said, "So all the times you said you liked me were lies." He even exposed that the night before, she kept poking his wounds 6 times. Seeing he was awake enough to count, Shun Yin realized the emperor had heard all the words she used to scold him. The emperor pitifully said his chest was about to have a hole poked in it by her, and she had to take responsibility for him. Shun Yin immediately asked, "If I don't take responsibility, what are you going to do? Execute my whole family?" The emperor could only helplessly tell her not to pin baseless crimes on him, and finally lowered his voice to take all the blame. Just then, Wen Ling rushed over to report that they found the people. Shun Yin immediately went to see her relatives and asked what happened. Her cousin said that while the whole family was happily taking a carriage to the capital to see her, they got news she was praying at Nanhua Mountain, so they changed direction. But on the way, they noticed the guides didn't look like palace people. So the cousin and his son pretended to go to the bathroom to find a way to escape. When those people realized something was wrong, the grandfather immediately drove the carriage away. The cousin also said that midway, they met a group of people who seemed to be looking for some kind of herb, shouting and demanding to burn everything down. Luckily, the emperor's people rescued them just in time. After letting the father and son rest, the emperor asked Shun Yin if she knew anything special about Nanhua Mountain. Shun Yin remembered that years ago, her mother often secretly met a stranger with a red scar on their wrist. Hearing that, the emperor immediately showed her a painting of his mother and Lian Ling when they were young, revealing that the scar was a mark of a secret palace punishment, and Lian Ling also had a wooden prosthetic hand. By then, Shun Yin was shocked to realize the person who met her mother was Lian Ling. Shun Yin asked her cousin to tell her everything, and he said he heard those 2 men mention a master in the palace, usually looking like a saint, but actually heartless, and going to Nanhua Mountain this time, they might not make it back alive. Hearing this, Shun Yin immediately thought of Lady Lu, because the Lu family always wanted power, and the emperor was definitely not that kind of person. When the cousin saw the prayer beads on Shun Yin's hand, he remembered her grandfather once said this string was unlucky because it had 109 beads. Hearing that, she immediately counted and found there were indeed 109 beads. Shun Yin continued to ask about the person who secretly met her mother years ago. The cousin said after his aunt was drowned in the pond, that person never appeared again. He grew up with her mother, but was too heartless, even meeting her secretly many times to pick herbs at Nanhua Mountain. From that story, Shun Yin learned that the person was a man. Just then, Han Dan rushed in, saying Bao Er was missing, making everyone panic and go look for him. Lu Zhao accidentally met Bao Er and misunderstood him as Shun Yin's son. When she heard Bao Er call her pretty, she felt bitter because Shun Yin was more favored by the emperor, and the boy even threatened that his mom would hit people with a pot lid. Just then, the emperor appeared to comfort Bao Er. When Shun Yin ran over to hug Bao Er, she left in a huff. The emperor pulled Shun Yin inside, clutching his chest, and saying he was in pain, then whispered that if she just liked him a little bit, he would be very happy. Shun Yin then revealed her biggest secret. She and Shun Nan were both reborn from a previous life. In that lifetime, Nan Xiao joined the palace as a consort, but soon after, the emperor executed her. The entire Shun family and her grandfather were also accused of teaming up with the enemy. Hearing this, the emperor insisted that he had seen his mother and Aunt Lin suffer enough, so he would never hurt women or children. Shun Yin understood he had his own pain, but she still didn't dare to truly love him because she was afraid of bringing trouble to her whole clan one day. That's why she insisted on getting the gold medal and the blank decree. Hearing that, the emperor sincerely promised he would never hurt her in this lifetime. Just then, Bao Er ran in and curiously asked if the emperor was his aunt's husband. Before Shun Yin could explain, the emperor calmly admitted he was indeed her husband. After that, he took Shun Yin to Nan Xiao's South Old Place. Shun Yin remembered that Nan Xiao had a habit of writing down everything important. So if she wanted to help Jiang Lin get promoted, she would definitely use her memories from the past life to help him earn points. Sure enough, after searching for a while, Shun Yin found Nan Xiao's notebook, which said that Queen Jiang would recover later and take back control of the palace. And after the birthday banquet, Nan Gong would execute Jiang Chun. Right then, the emperor got news that Prince Jin had escaped the capital. In another place, Xiao Shun secretly met Jiang Lin, promising that if he did one thing for him, everything that belonged to him would be given back later. Meanwhile, while Shun Yin was teaching Bao Er to write, she suddenly heard that Lu Zhao wanted to see her. She told Bao Er to keep practicing and left immediately, but on the way, she was knocked out. When she woke up, Shun Yin found herself and Lu Zhao tied up in an abandoned room. Both of them kept guessing who was behind this, from Lady Lu to the Queen, but after thinking it over, nothing made sense. Just then, Jiang Lin showed up. Lu Zhao cursed him out, and he got so mad he kicked her to the ground, making her turn pale with fear. Then Jiang Lin untied Shun Yin and forced her to go with him. But before leaving, she secretly left a hairpin for Lu Zhao to save herself. Jiang Lin said painfully that she should have been the one to marry him, and it was all because he married the wrong person, Nan Xiao. He also wanted to take her back to Qizhou to live a peaceful life together after finishing the job for those people. After hearing that, Shen Yin asked him who he was working for. Jiang Lin just said dismissively that those eunuchs were so stupid they even caught Lu Zhao. Only then did Shen Yin realize he planned to kill Lu Zhao and run away with her. She immediately called him even stupider than Nan Xiao. Just as Jiang Lin was about to slap her, Lu Zhao suddenly knocked him out right there. On the other side, the queen got news that Jiang Lin took Lu Zhao too. Hearing this, the queen angrily ordered Xiao Shun to take care of both of them. But just then, Jiang Chen appeared and said to let him handle Shen Yin's matter. The queen immediately realized her brother had feelings for Shen Yin and reminded him that the emperor actually knew all his moves. Jiang Chen just said calmly, if we want to keep living in peace with the emperor, eventually someone has to be sacrificed. Hearing that, the queen immediately stopped Jiang Chen from touching Xiao Shun. Jiang Chen then said, the reason you used Jiang Lin is because Nan Xiao claimed to be reborn, but you didn't even know how to use the prince gene in your hands. I was the one who let him out of the palace to distract Nangong. Hearing that, the queen realized Jiang Chen had already caught Nan Xiao and Jiang Lin before, and he intentionally brought Jiang Lin there to use her. Jiang Chen said, for years I've had to clean up your mess. Even you purposely not taking your medicine to stay sick for sympathy is just ridiculous. Those words left the queen stunned, and Xiao Shun quickly reminded her that everything must be settled before the emperor returns. Hearing that, the queen ordered everyone to be silenced. Over here, Lu Zhao angrily kept kicking Jiang Lin and scolded that wherever this trashy man appeared, he brought her trouble. Shen Yin bowed to thank her for saving her life, but Lu Zhao laughed and said she once threw her in a dark prison. So did she still believe she wasn't a mean person? She even pinched Shen Yin's cheek and claimed she was actually the meanest one. Shen Yin said softly that if she was truly heartless, she would have punished her the first time they met instead of just making her plant flowers. Just then, Jiang Lin woke up, saw he was tied up, and demanded to be released, promising to confess everything. He said in the last life, Nan Xiao only lived for another half a year after marrying in a gene state and then died. Hearing that, Shen Yin told Lu Zhao to step aside for a moment, but she insisted on staying and was surprised to find out Shen Yin was also reborn. Shen Yin looked at Jiang Lin and said, in the last life, you two were husband and wife. After Nan Xiao caused trouble that got the Shun family executed, you immediately gave her a divorce letter and pushed her to her death yourself. Right then, Xiao Shun led his people to take both Shen Yin and Lu Zhao away. On the other side, when Ling reported to the emperor that the Lord S troops confessed the military seal was now in the Queen S hands. Hearing this, the emperor finally understood that what Shen Yin said about the past life was true, because after Nan Xiao died, Jiang Chun still lived a good life and was never executed, so he immediately ordered to return to the palace. Lu Zhao was caught again and complained that meeting Shen Yin was pure bad luck, not understanding why she would enter this dangerous palace even after being reborn. She also complained that she lived 2 lives and was still going to die a miserable death. Shen Yin was shocked and asked, "Wait, are you reborn too?" Lu Zhao just gave a vague answer and told her to quickly find a way to escape. Just then, the white snake crawled over, making Lu Zhao turn pale with fear, and she was even more surprised to learn it was the Emperor's snake. Shen Yin immediately asked the white snake to lead the emperor there. In the prison, the queen went to see her father and personally invited him to have tea. Lord Jiang was still confident, saying that if anything happened to him, his iron cavalry would immediately attack the capital, and the emperor would never dare to touch him. The queen coldly replied that if he had directly rebelled years ago, this land would have changed its last name long ago. But he was afraid of being called a traitor, so he brought Ningong back. Now that he has grown strong, he couldn't accept it. Then she calmly said the military seal was already in her hands. Hearing this, Lord Jiang immediately coughed up blood and realized the tea was poisoned. The queen just coldly said she would be a good queen and walked away, leaving him to die in prison. While the queen was putting on makeup, the emperor led his troops to search the palace for Shen Yin and Lu Zhao. He looked at the queen and said that before he took the throne, he asked if she wanted to leave, but she insisted on staying, because what she wanted from the start was power and status, never him. The queen then asked what was so good about Shen Yin. The emperor didn't hesitate and said everything about her was good and he really liked her. Just when he saw the white snake, the emperor immediately followed it. In the secret room, Xiao Shun had people chain the necks of Shen Yin and Lu Zhao. Knowing the emperor was coming, he planned to kill Shen Yin, but Jiang Lin used his own body to shield her. Before dying, he choked up and admitted he truly loved Shen Yin and wanted to use his life to make up for his mistakes, hoping she wouldn't hold a grudge anymore. Just as Xiao Shun was about to strike again, an arrow suddenly shot through him. The emperor immediately rushed in to save Shen Yin and carried her out of the secret room. When she woke up, Shen Yin realized she was on her way out of the capital. Han Dan said that a major crisis was about to hit the capital, so the emperor wanted her to go back to Qizhou first. If things settled down, he would bring her back, but if not, he hoped she would find a better place for herself. Hearing this, Shen Yin was extremely worried about the emperor. Just then, she discovered a pill hidden inside her prayer beads, and her blood had accidentally activated all its medicinal properties. At this moment, Shen Yin finally realized this was the antidote her mother had risked her life to protect while climbing Nanhua Mountain many times to gather herbs. Right after that, Shen Yin decided to return to the capital, but Han Dan was worried she would be in danger. Even so, she couldn't wait any longer, because if the emperor didn't take the antidote, he would die, and the world would fall into total chaos. Right then, Jiang Chun appeared to meet her. The next morning, Shen Yin told Jiang Chun that regardless of how his father treated the emperor never doubted him from the beginning and even wanted him to stay away from the fighting. She also saw through the fact that he always intentionally approached her just because he wanted to take away everything the emperor loved. Hearing that, Jiang Chun confidently believed that he was sure to win this time. That evening, while Shen Yin was sitting and looking at the pill in the prayer beads, the white snake suddenly appeared. Immediately after, the emperor also returned. Shen Yin immediately ran over, asked him a lot of questions, and quickly gave him the antidote. The burning sensation in the emperor's chest gradually disappeared. Shen Yin then explained that the person who secretly met her mother years ago was Aunt Lien, and the antidote and secret letter were both left by her mother, hidden inside the prayer beads. But just as the emperor was taking Shen Yin away, Jiang Chun's men appeared and surrounded them. Jiang Chun wondered why the emperor, who was supposed to be chasing the Prince of Jin, had suddenly returned. The emperor coldly said that he wasn't chasing anyone at all, and at the same time blamed Jiang Chun for letting Nan Xiao leave a prophecy that he would kill him. Hearing this, Jiang Chun immediately went mad and insulted the emperor as a mutt who crawled out of a doghouse, saying his own father could have taken the throne himself years ago. The emperor calmly replied that if Jiang Chun wanted the world, he could have given it to him, but since he chose to use dirty tricks to steal it, the emperor would never allow it. Right after that, countless arrows were fired. Jiang Chun ran away, but in the end, he couldn't escape the emperor's sword. The emperor advised him to give up because without military achievements, he could never rule the world. Moreover, Lord Jiang had a huge ambition, and if given the chance, he would make the people of Daliang suffer. Jiang Chun laughed bitterly, saying that for the last 10 years, he always had to play the gentleman in front of him and had finally had enough. After saying that, he charged into battle, but quickly fell under the emperor's sword. At that moment, Wei Ying suddenly shot an arrow to kill Shen Yin, but the emperor managed to block the arrow and killed him on the spot. Then he told Jiang Chun that because of Lord Jiang, he had always gone easy on him in both studies and martial arts, and he knew Jiang Chun was once forced to kill his own master because his exam results weren't as good as the emperor's. The emperor spared Jiang Chun's life, but in the end, he killed himself right there. Just then, news came that the rebel assassins of the Jiang army had broken into the palace. The emperor immediately put Shen Yin in a secret room and told her to stay there and wait for his victorious return. Before leaving, he gently kissed her forehead with deep affection. Right after, the emperor and Wen Ling used 10,000 arrows from the foreign tribes against the rebels, and 200,000 soldiers of the Red Phoenix army also went in a battle themselves. 2 days passed without any news, making Shen Yin extremely anxious. She could only sit and talk to the white snake. When she was about to go out to check the situation, the emperor returned just in time, and they both hugged each other tightly in tears of emotion after their brief separation. Later, Shen Yin also saw her grandfather again safe and sound, which made her overjoyed. Not long after, Shen Yin got news that Nan Xiao had been found in the Jiang family's dungeon, so she immediately asked Wen Ling to take her grandfather to rest. When Nan Xiao appeared, and Shen Yin agreed to let her go, she only said bitterly that even after being reborn twice, she still couldn't beat Shen Yin. Shen Yin calmly replied that there was no need for them to torture each other to that extent. Hearing this, Nan Xiao sadly said, "If there is a next life, I won't fight with anyone anymore," and then quietly left. As for Lu Zhao, before leaving the capital, she told Shen Yin that for the last 15 years, this was the first time she was free to go out and could finally do what she wanted. Then she revealed her real name was Tang Ting and left with a smile. Finally, Shen Yin ascended to the position of queen. She silently told her mother in heaven that she had made it. Amidst the prayers throughout Daliang, she held the emperor's hand, and they ruled the world together, living happily with their cute son. A happy ending also officially closes the movie here. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel to wait for more great movies. Thank you, everyone. Peace.